The newest update to Master releases its newest selection pack, Future Begins Zero. With it comes some new and exciting cards to one of my favorite old formats, NR. Today, I'll showcase all the new NR format cards, their possible uses, and my genuine first reaction to them. My name is Doc Conrad Yugioh, and if you like this kind of content, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do all of that. And let's get things started. Good morning, gamers. It is a beautiful morning for Yu-Gi-Oh! We have one day until YCS Pittsburgh. We've got more stuff involved with the NR format. I've been spoiled by one card posted by Fafa, so it's unfortunate, but I think that this pack is going to do really well compared much better than the last pack. People were telling me that actually, no, you don't understand. There's some other things that have happened in this set, in this last set for NR that I think are actually very important, including the zombie support. I still disagree, of course. You know, zombie needs its like 5th extender for OTK that doesn't exist. You know, whatever. I'm cool on that. I don't need to worry about that. But today, we've got some new things going on, including some new things involved with this latest update. First of all, the new ban list, I believe, is in effect now. The newest Forbidden Limited List update is live with the following cards banned and limited. Appaloosa going to 0, Anti-Spell going to 0, Evilsword Ouroboros going to 0, and Artifact Mjolnir, as well as Droll, Sword, and X-Ryzeal, Called by, Chessy Cat, and the Labyrinth cards going back. So, what does this ban list mean? I think it's cool. A lot of people have already given the opinion that this is going to make Maxi even more of a problem because of Called by and Droll going down for ways to counter Droll and Lock, for ways to counter Maxi. Not fun. However, I do think that hitting Ryzeal and a Malice in this way, and hitting Appo, is a good sign. So let's go ahead and get things started. First of all, we have another collection bundle. That's right, people. Buy collections. Please buy collections. Second of all, we have some new things for Future Begin Zero, including for Lunalight, Sky Striker, Edios, as well as, I believe, the Onomat cards, if we're thinking that's correct. More Sky Striker bundles, as well as new secret packs for Space-Time Vortex, Contract of the Soul for Fiendsmith, Supreme Strike for Mathmac as well. Very interesting things going on here. Let's go and take a look at some of the accessories. We have, for the mate base, a rank up Magic Astral Force. Cool. My buddy was looking for those for BA, which makes sense. F0 Utopic Future Zexal, as well as a new icon for Gaga Girl. And finally, a bundle deal for the Sky Striker Ace collection bundle, including the new weird coin, the binder that now exists as a collectible, some art, Dysthelio, and I think you get 20 new packs of the new, you get 10 of the new set. So, if you're interested, you're really into Sky Striker, and you really like this version of Ray being like a fusion of between the two of them, feel free to. I'm not that impressed, but whatever. By the way, I also want to state, please keep in mind, over the next few, we are probably going to be getting, once again, K9 Yummy or some form of, probably either K9 Yummy or Dracatail. So please go into this pack and get your chaotic elements now. It is important to get those now for the URs. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about Future Begins Zero. Forge the way for a new future with the power of the amassed bonds. Number F0 Utopic Future Zexal is here, alongside its powered-up allies. Sky Striker Ace equals 0 serves as a new trump card for the Sky Striker Ace archetype after awakening its true strength. Furthermore, the Lunalight, Monarch, and Prime archetypes get a new ace. And be sure to check out Eclipse Twins, which use Z-Summoning to birth new strategies. This one is to return the alternate art UR Rhoda, featuring the Sky Striker Ace illustration. Master this newfound source of power and merge on top in all your duels. So, we can see here, we are getting the new Dododo Warrior and the new Onomat cards, as well as the alt art for Rhoda, Sky Striker as well. The new Sky Striker Link 1, Prototype Sky Striker Ace Amatsu. We don't even have this in the TCG yet, which is crazy. some more Lunalight support in general, Monarch stuff, and let's go ahead and get things started. If you don't know how we do things around here, I like to go ahead and figure out the NR format cards by going to, if we go here, we go to new, we can either go newly added cans, I know we can hit N, I know we can R, I know we can add newly added cards, but what I prefer to go ahead and do is state that it states the implemented at and then the date right here. So we can go ahead and take a look at this and take a look at all of the brand new cards that have been added to Master Duel slowly to really get a sense of what is going on. Ripplebird is a new rank 1 that is very powerful for the Mimighoul archetype. This monster allows you to detach one materia from this card and target one monster field, change its battle position. And while all monsters you control are in attack position, gain 500 attack, and while all monsters you control are in defense position, your opponent can't declare an attack. So, rank 1s in general are not great. However, there is a lot of monsters that require, that are level 1 that are very powerful, especially in NR. I'm thinking, of course, of some of the lower end stuff that you might want to use for Jack in the Hand. Plant decks have some access to some really strong rank 1s. Mimighoul has some opportunities to exist over there, but the SR, the best monsters, of course, and the spells are SR and UR specifically, so you're only going to have access to Fairy as a rank 1 extender, and Armor as well, maybe Cerberus too. So, that being said, I think that this is a very, very good rank 1 to go ahead and utilize for your standard play for Mimighoul. It's also a type of Wind-Winged Beast for the deck that is willing to play Thrust, so guess what? You can always just Featherstorm people. Heroic Champion Magnum Excalibur is a rank 4 requiring 2 warrior monsters. This monster is a battle trick monster that is very difficult to really get out. I'm not sold on this guy being that strong. However, being able to double its attack and then target another face-up monster you control, equip it to this as equip so it gets 2,000 attack, and banish from the grave to shuffle 3 warriors from your graveyard into the deck. Being able to send it into the graveyard in any way would be very powerful, being able to shuffle back those. And of course, Infernoble. We cannot forget about Infernoble actually existing and being good in the format. Has had a lot of success over the past few, and so with Magnum Excalibur existing, this could be a very powerful card for that format, for that card, that strategy in general. Gaga Girl, Gaga Garden, Adios, Ada, Kaleido, Diello, Gaga Go Club, Dark Necromancer, Gamers. Holy shit! Okay, so this is really good for. Oh my god. Oh my god. So Vendread's just really good now. Okay. If normaled, send a fiend or zombie ritual from hand or deck, add a ritual from deck to hand. If banished, target a level 4 or lower zombie, special summon it. This card is crazy for Vendread. We do not need to talk about how powerful Vendread is in NR format. We all are aware of NR format's power level. Dark Necromancer is the best card for Vendread it has ever existed. I may be over-exaggerating. I err on the side of caution for my inexperience with modern NR format. But, come on, man. This just adds Branded Fusion. This is a normal summon zombie level 4 that lets you add Branded Fusion or send to the graveyard. It lets you send to the graveyard any Vendread that you can then ritual summon via the graveyard with any of the spells that you want to add, because it adds any ritual spell from deck to hand. I think that this card is very powerful for NR format, and I think it will be meta warping. Continuing on. Oh! We also got this at the same time. Volcarion the Rotting Phoenix. If you control a zombie, special from hand, you can return this card from field to hand, special zombie from hand. This is a very good card to go ahead and get out bricks. Very good extender for any sort of synchro plays or rank 4 plays for zombies. I think this card is going to be very strong in any zombie deck you want to play whatsoever. Very cool card. Herimnir, the Divine Follower, being able to utilize for fairy-type monsters. Oh, it's 3 Boutons! Oh, look at the Boutons! Oh, they're so cute! Oh, they're so cute. Tribute 3 fairies from your hand and or field. Set a continuous spell from your deck, but send to the graveyard during your opponent's end phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, so some of this card, but banishment leaves the field. This card is very powerful. I really do like it for any number of fairy strategy decks that happen to exist. I think there are a number of them that are on the fringe of playability. The Heralds, of course, do exist. And so being able to Herald effect send them, but we don't have access to Vingolf's Blessing, which is the spell card right here, one of the most powerful, as well as Dawn Angel can be, which are SR, that's right there. So, unfortunately, Herimnir, the Divine Follower, will not be as playable as it possibly could be. Zubababa Knight. If it's a normal special summon, activate one of these effects, either destroy a level 4 lower defense position monster your opponent controls, or add a Zubababa monster from deck to hand. This level becomes that monster's level. Being able to add, if normal, add Zubababa Bancho Gagaga Coat, and being able to special summon Zubababa Bancho Gagaga Coat is very good. And if detached, you can add a Gagaga monster from deck to hand. Zubababa Knight will see some form of play in any rank 4 strategy. I guarantee it. Silverhound, if sent to the graveyard by card effects, but summon a Lunalight from deck, but you're locked in the extra deck except for Lunalights. When a spell trap is activated, you can banish this card, and the Lunalight fusion from your grave negate the activation. Okay, so this is a graveyard negate for Lunalight. Oh my god. Lunalight is very playable in NR format. There have been a number of times where Lunalight Tri-Brigade or Lunalight variants have existed within NR format, and I think Lunalight Silverhound fits right at home for this archetype. The lock is a bit different. Lunalight is harder to really get into for NR, but it still definitely does exist with multi-card combo hands existing. Silverhound is one of those such cards. In my opinion, this is one of the better cards in the format. I think this is going to be right up there with the zombie card that was just that we just talked about. Holy shit. Silverhound being a rare is crazy. Boyo! Holy! I sound like Uncle Roger. Damn, if this card exists in the format, rank 3 strategies, Fiend Slop exist. They like fed us! They like fed us, dude! This is crazy! Boyo! For those of you who are unaware, monsters in your left and rightmost monster zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, very strong to start. If in your hand, target a Fiend effect, negates effect, special this card. It's sent to the graveyard, add Mutiny in the Sky. I don't know about you, but I ain't seen no Mutiny in the Sky there earlier. Unless it's a you are, brother. I think that this card is crazy. This card's crazy that we got this. Return of the Duelist. Yeah, no, nothing new. Also, by the way, Lunalight Perfume is just a rare card, which is crazy. Return of the Duelist. It exceeds monsters on the field or in either graveyard, and equip spell from deck to hand. Mutiny in the Sky, here it is. So for those of you unaware, fusion summon a Fiend or Fairy from your extra deck, shuffling Fiend or Fairy monsters from graveyard into the deck as material. If sent to the grave, you can send a Fiend or Fairy from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard and add this card to your hand. This is meant to utilize for any number of BA strategies, but Fiend Slop and Fiend decks that have existed for the longest time allow for Mutiny in the Sky to really be utilized for this deck in general. We're going to have to find good Fiend and Fairy fusions to utilize. But I didn't. Did I say Loose? Oh, there's Loose. Okay, so Loose is the typical fusion that you would have. Thank goodness this is not rare. It would have to be banned instantly if we were to use this because of the protection of it being a 35 body that cannot be destroyed by card effect and being able to target and send a Fiend or Fairy to the deck and then destroy a card and to destroy, target a card in the field and destroy it. It'd be a little too good. IMO. Next up, Tiki Piece. So some of this card is an effect monster. With the following effect, this is still a trap. Special pay 800, special summon a continuous trap, except Tiki Piece from graveyard as a normal monster, and its name becomes Tiki Piece, even while face down. That card is not treated as a trap. We'll use this effect as Tiki Piece once per turn. So this being able to bring back any monster with by bringing back any trap back onto the field. That's another chump blocker. Could be utilized for any number of continuous trap strategies that exist within the format. I'm thinking, of course, of True Draco as an example of a trap card that could be utilized for bringing back the trap that you bring back as a card to go ahead and set, and then if tribute summoned over, being able to then activate its effect to be, when sent to grave, pop a card. Very strong. So that is the applications that I can see for Tiki Piece existing. Unbreakable Xyz Barrier. Okay. I'd have to think. I'd have to see if there's any way to search an Xyz card in NR format. But this card's very strong. When a spell trap card or monster effect is activated while you control an Xyz monster, negate the activation, then you can detach 2 and then destroy 1 card in the field. So this negates anything while you control an Xyz, and detaches 2 for that. You can banish a card from graveyard, target Xyz monster you control, attach a light Utopia or Utopic Xyz monster from your graveyard to it. Each effect once per turn. Strong card. Very, very strong card. Monarchic Perfection. Okay. As the resident True Draco pure player who just wants to tribute summon over spell traps, this card is very good. There are a number of Monarch spell traps we have access to. You saw Return right here. You saw a number of other Monarch spell traps. Oh, I'm getting spoiled. There's a number of other Monarch spell traps that exist within the format. This is very good. This is very, very good for that. Being able to activate any of the OG effects whatsoever is very strong, especially if you're willing to get rid of the other continuous spell traps. But I don't know how well this will be utilized within the format for Monarchs. Dogorad the Stone Trooper. So, for those of you unaware, Triamid actually exists in the format, as well as smaller forms of Adamancipator combos that can also exist within the format. Magnet Warrior is a deck in general in NR format. So, Dogorad the Stone Trooper, I think they recognize something. I think they recognize that this format was struggling. It was holding issues. And they just sent a bomb saying, hey, do you like Triamid? Hey, do you like any rock combos? Hey, do you know Lunalight? Remember Vendread? Do you want to try Fiend Piles again? They just... They fucking shot lightning down upon all of us and said, play in our format, do it! Get out of Genesis! Please, Conrad, please, get back in here. And I'm like, holy shit. In a special summon, target a rock in your grave, gains attack. During your opponent's main phase, you can target one of the monster field attack less than or equal to this card. The card loses attack equal exactly that monster's attack, and if it does, destroy that monster. Being able to have a pop during your opponent's main phase on quick effect reaction speed for a length 3 rock monster when rocks are a little bit stronger in general, I think is good. I think it's a very cool and good card. Golem, Warrior, Clerk, Buster, Gigas, Child, Witch, Blue Cat, Purple Butterfly, White Rabbit, Black Sheep. I have not seen this card before. Starship Adjust Plane. You can target one other machine you control. The levels of both that monster and this card from the combined levels of those two become the combined levels of those two monsters at the end of this turn, and you're locked in the extra deck except for Machine Xyzes. I'd have to look at other Machine Xyzes that exist within the format. I know of a couple that are 8. I know of some that are 4. This vexes me. I will take a look later. Wolf, Poly, Fusion Recovery. March of the Monarchs is a continuous spell, but I believe that this one is I think this one's not allowed. I don't know in the community format. Strike is another one. Frost Blast. Okay, Future Drive. Gaga Utopic Tactics. Okay. For the Gaga archetype in general, Utopia and Utopic Xyz monsters can, with the original attributes Light, can be destroyed by card effects. Declare a level from 1 to 12. Target 2 monsters, including a Gaga monster, to become that level. And if you Xyz summon a Utopia or Utopic Xyz whose original attribute is Light, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. Being able to go ahead and have a protection for Utopia cards and untargetable is very strong. I don't know what the Utopia cards that exist within our format are. I think there's a C Xyz that are as a dark. I have to see about the one that's a roots. I don't know. I'll have to go and take a look. Curse and Soul, the Monarch's Awaken, Reincarnation Dance, and that's everything. Okay. So let's go to newly added cards. Let's go and take a look at rares. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 new cards. They made up for it. Konami, I will say thank you. You did make up for the last pack, which was awful. You have added a lot of new, fun, and interesting tools within the rare slot, of course. However, for end format, I'm sorry to say, you are Dogorod only. Wow. I'm gonna need a minute to really assess everything about this. So just give me that minute. Just give me that minute. Let me cook. Alright, Konami, fine. You can give me everything I want. Cool. I'll do it again. Just for you. This time on camera. Ah! Ah! What'd you do that to me for? What the fuck? You give me 3? That's better. Alright. Alright, see you guys in a minute. I might as well also go over these new packs as well. Space-Time Vortex, I'm guessing, has the new Divine Golden Shadow Dragluxion feature cards. Nothing newly added, it says here. But I'm guessing this is just a... Oh, it also has the Tachyon Primal and a couple of other new cards. That's cool. Let me get the free one here. Horrid creature. You got the Fiendsmith pack, which includes all the main Fiendsmith cards. And what's it combined with? Oh, other light fiends and fiend strategies, including Yugioh. Interesting. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and see what I get from you. Protos. Oh, Eschatos, sorry. Ooh. Wait, how did I... You're in Interdimensional Interlopers, which is the Dream Mirror pack? That's crazy. We got the new Sky Strikers, which is the same as the ones before. It doesn't include the new UR, but it does include Rhoda and the alt arts of Shizuku, Kagari, and Rei, and no older Reis, which is funny. Old alt art Reis still doesn't exist. Going to Lure Queen, that's cool. And finally, we have the Mathematics pack, which also includes DPH Grandamore. And is that it? I guess it's just a pure Mathmech pack and a Cybers pack, which is interesting. And we got Rebuilder. Okay, all right. I should also check the Legacy packs. Let's go ahead and see there. Well, chat, we also have some new Legacy pack cards. This includes First of the Dragon Lords as a UR, Moon Magician as an SR, very unfortunate that it exists this way, Lunar Rabbit Omajinai, and, importantly, a new rare card, Moongardna. So Moongardna states, if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If normal or special summoned, and your opponent controls a monster, you can target a level 4 light monster in your graveyard and add it to hand. So this card being able to have some form of interruption, it's not interruption, being able to return back cards from the graveyard, very good. It's very good in sealed formats, and I think this is a very good cube card in general, especially alongside Moon Magician, of course. But Moongardna, I don't know how well this is going to go ahead and fit within the overall meta. But I think this is a good card for light level 4 decks, of course. but only if you're going second, because this being your normal summon, you already have the light already engraved, meaning that's going to be harder to really get out. I don't think so, but still, it's neat. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and talk about cards. Okay, so we're back with all of the new cards that exist. There are currently 17 that exist in this pack, and I'll go ahead and start off with some of the, let's just say, like, not the greatest. First off, we're going to go ahead and start with NRXZs, and we're going to go to machines that exist. We can go ahead and be able to see what sort of cards exist in this format for Starship Adjust Plane. So you will need to target another machine, and the levels become the same level as that. You have access to 7s with Mountain Smasher, 5s with Dvorak. With a 2, you can get to Nova. You can always, of course, get to, if you really want to try, Chaos Dyson Sphere, but that ain't gonna happen. Some 8s with Aegion the Sea Castrum. No way to get down to 1s because they need to be equal to the same as both it and that become the combined of the two. So what does this mean? Well, for 4s, you have access to the 7, and for a 5, you have access to the 8 with Googly Eyes Drum Dragon. 2 3s, you can go into Force Focus, of course, but you're locked into only Force Focus, and that's not great considering it's not a quick effect. Well, that is a quick effect. Maybe we'll target 5 and negate their effects until the end of the turn. I think overall, I don't really see this card being having much utilization, but I still think that it's a neat tool to tinker with. Ooh, tinkering. I love tinkering. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to fusions with Fiend and Fairy. There are a number of cards we can use for Boyo the Dawn's Light and Mutiny in the Sky as targets. I think one of the biggest opportunities that exist, of course, is Earthbound Servant Geogramlina, because this has been played already within some Earthbound decks that exist within the format, being able to bring back any number of fusions with the Earthbound strategy, as well as Despian Proskinian, being able to cycle back at Despia's Lights and Darks, utilizing Fiends and or Fairies of Mutiny in the Sky, means that Despian Proskinian is very good for that. I think that is an opportunity that is not lost on a number of people, including myself. I've been a big fan of this card. Unfortunately, you can't use for many of the other opportunities that exist. Invoked can maybe see some use with a copy of King of the Swamp, but it requires it to be a Fiend or Fusion by shuffling Fiend or Fairies in the graveyard, and so none of Spellcaster cards work for the replacement of that. Unless there are fusion substitutes that are Fiends. Versagio the Destroyer being one of them. So, there's also the opportunity of this being for a thing for Fairies with Goddess of the Third Eye as well. And on a Fright Furs with Patchwork Fluffle. So maybe not everything is lost after all. So in that case, then, we have a number of opportunities here to go for Ogdoades, Purgatrio. You have opportunities with... Who else am I thinking of? This requires a water. You could find something with Shaddoll and Oyatilis because they are fairies. You have... I believe they're some of them are fairies. No, they're spellcasters. Spellcasters, that's right. I think aren't some Shaddolls fairies? Anyway, you have access with the Earthbound Fright Fur, as well for having a replacement of Edgem Chain and a Fluffle Monster for Sheep. So, those being fairies could be some use for Fluffle decks. You have opportunities. You have plenty of opportunities here and that exist, and I think should not be slept upon. Moongardener, of course, as I stated earlier, I don't think is going to have much success overall, simply for the fact that it being required for a level 4 light spellcaster is going to be a issue. Haramanir, the Divine Follower, being able to cycle back Tribute 3 Fairies to set a continuous spell from deck, is going to be harder to go because there's going to be a harder chance for you to have any fairies that exist. If we take a look at the ban list that currently exists for NR format, which I will go ahead and take a look at right now, the current list happens to have... Where are you at? Oh, are you back? Generator boss stage is at 1. So Hiramnir, the Divine Follower, can also be utilized to tribute some of the other fairy monsters that exist. Not so much for, of course, the tokens, because they go away at the end of the opponent's turn. We find a way to keep them around. Maybe this will work. I don't know. I think it's neat. It being a 9 that brings itself, being able to, if sent to graveyard, special summon it, but banish it and leaves the field is pretty cool. There's a lot of opportunities that you have it to exist with this card. But I don't know if it's going to see much play. Return of the Duelist. Adding an equip spell if an Xyz is on the field. There are some Xyz equip spells that do exist, but overall equip spells are going to be underutilized overall. However, once again, we cannot forget about the elephant in the room. Where are you? I thought I saw you. With this card and this card existing specifically for Infernoble. Being able to add an equip spell from deck or graveyard to hand mean that you can bring back the equip spells that you either cycle back or shuffle back, or you can get them back from graveyard if they're sent to graveyard. I think it's very strong. But I don't see this being so much played in that version because typically they tend to do synchro plays and their Xyz plays tend to be on further plays into the turns. Like their game plan goes on turn 3 or 4 as a control strategy. With that, I think that this is a good card, but I think it's going to have some hard time utilizing it. Let's go ahead and take a look at Heroic Champion Magnum Excalibur as well. It has the same sort of issues that I stated earlier with the Xyz plays for Warriors being a little bit lackluster. Infernoble being the most prominent Warrior strategy. I don't know how well this slots into that, but considering the amount of 4s you want to utilize, the amount of times you want to synchro with for a 5 instead of ranking up into a 4 for a battle trick. But we can't deny the banish effect to shuffle 3 warriors back into the deck. Having some form of recursion for further plays is something that is very powerful, and I think that is something to not be slept upon. Let's see, what else can we talk about? We'll go ahead and take a look quickly at Tiki Piece and Monarch Perfection. Tiki Piece being able to bring back any number of the continuous traps that exist within the graveyard from some either mill strategy or from a True Draco tribute strategy to then bring them back and then tribute them later for monsters that can exist, and then being 1000, 1000. Well, this is 1800, 1800. Could be strong. I think it's neat, but I don't know how well this is going to be utilized within the strategy overall. However, more continuous trap support, I'm always a big fan of. I like it. I don't know why. I just do. What is the Apophis at? Only we have Embodiment. We do not have the other card. That's an SR only. Monarch at Perfection, being able to, if you control tributes to a monster, banish a Monarch spell trap. And as you saw earlier, we have a lot of Monarch spell traps in the spell and trap in the N and R format. So with this, being able to then go for any of its effects is very powerful. I think that Monarch at Perfection is actually could see a decent amount of play in any number of tribute summon strategies. Of course, those being mostly from moi, but there's of course other people who may be willing to go ahead and try that out. Let's go ahead and talk a bit about the Gagagas. This being Zubababa Knight, Gagaga Utopic Tactics, and Unbreakable Xyz Barrier. We have a number of Gagagas that exist within NR format, of course. We have the best one in the format overall, Gagaga Samurai. We have access to Dododo Dwarf, Go Glove, and Zubababa Bancho, Gagaga Coat. And this card, Zubababa Knight, being able to add another copy of a Zubababa, probably Zubababa Bancho, Gagaga Coat, adding it to the hand, and then being able to, if you control that, if you control Knight, you're able to special coat, and then Coat special summon itself out, and then go into a rank 4, and if that rank 4 is detached, being able to add another copy of Zubababa Bancho, Gagaga Coat. I think it's very strong, being able to add that, and then having a rank 4 strategy with that, or if you already have access to it, be able to destroy any monster with Zubababa Knight. Very good card overall. I think that Gagaga Utopic Tactics, being able to declare any level that you'd want with any number of monsters, including a Gagaga, and changing their levels up, or down is interesting, but I don't know how well it's going to be utilized. And finally, Unbreakable Xyz Barrier being able to utilize for the Utopic cards. Very good. Any number of ways to find this or playing it is just strong. If you have any number of Xyz decks, it's something to consider. It being a Spell Trap, Monster Effect, Negate. Spell Trap card or Monster Negate. Monster Effect, Negate. Activation Negate. Is good. And then being able to attach 2 to destroy any card, not just it, is also very good. This will see some form of play and experimentation, I believe. So we've danced around that. Let's talk about Ripplebird. The rank 1s exist within NR format are pitiful, I would say. There's hardly anything to do with them, I'm going to be fucking real with you. Let's see. Yeah, the Xyz ones, but other than this, are like, what? Numbers Archive, the flip effects via embodiment of crime and punishment. Fucho, to live. But Ripplebird being an opportunity to utilize to trigger your Mimighuls, as well as having them be select with their activation effects, is cool. But you also had access to crime and punishment for doing those effects too, so I don't know how well it's going to be seeing some play. But I think overall, it's neat that we have access to it. DocConrad, the Stone Trooper, being able to target any rock in the graveyard, gains attack, and then pop anything with attack lower than it by losing that attack. I think will be experimented with. There's a lot of cool rock monsters that existed. I say them before. Magnet Warriors, Adamancipator Piles. You have access to you have pretty much access to the whole Dark Gaia stuff that it kind of exists. And you also have access to, with DocConrad, yeah, you have access to that, and you have access to the third one, which is, Treemid. Treemid's very powerful as a strategy overall. I showcased that with MBT in my matchmaking showcase. I think it's very cool that it kind of exists. And this being a sort of end piece game finisher for the strategy, it's very cool. I don't know how well it's going to go ahead and utilize for the end boards, but it's definitely something to slot in because there's not a lot to do with rocks in the extra deck. It's like actually like rank 3s or synchro climbing strategies. Now on to the heavy hitters. The two biggest winners from this are Lunalight with Silverhound, being able to special summon a Lunalight from the deck if sent to the grave by card effect, and having a spell trap negate by banishing it and a Lunalight fusion. This is I don't want to. I feel comfortable claiming a lot about the zombie support is going to be very good. I think that this card is very strong. I do not know how to play Lunalight in NR format. I'm saying it now. I don't get it. But Fractal can send this. And Fractal exists in the format. If we go ahead and look at Fractal being able to send this and then activate to special summon any Lunalight from the deck. Holy shit, yo. That's crazy. And that card's at 3. You could go ahead and sprig out Silverhound. Send Silverhound, and Silverhound bring back anything. And then, during your regular plays, send a fusion off of Chick. Chick send the fusion, and now your stuff's online. Crazy stuff. This will see some form of play. Okay, I can't look at that guy for too long before I have an aneurysm. Volcarion the Rotting Phoenix is a very cool piece of zombie extension support. There are not a lot of zombie synchros that exist within the format, of course, but you don't have to worry about zombie synchros in general. You could, of course, just synchro summon into something cooler. Shiranui Squire Saga is an option, of course, and you have a number of different of the Mayakashi synchros that exist. As well as a zombie necro. But I think the biggest thing that you're going to have access to that you're not going to be zombie locked into is, with this guy, being able to bring himself out and then special summon any zombie from hand if you control any zombie. So it's a 2-carder or a 3-carder extension with any of the zombie support. I think Volcarion, the Rotting Phoenix, will see some form of experimentation in any number of zombie piles to help with sticky and boards and being able to sticky cards that are in your hand, helping loosen up bricks and giving yourself a little bit of extension plays. Oh my god! What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? I am beyond words. I am beyond. I won't say ecstatic. I don't play Vendread. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't play Vendread. If you play Vendread, you're fucking eating. It's so delicious. It's It's so it's so tasty. You telling me you could dump one and add any? If banished, target any, bring it back. I just can't. I cannot understate how important this is. That being said, looking at the current ban list, we do have, let's see here, Core and Hound Horde banned for Vendread. So there is some hope that this won't be enough. But okay, so Hound Horde and Core are very big, but you still have Anima, Sturges, Revenants, and Scar, and the kind of things you can do with Evolution from Grave, Tribute from hand or field, and send a Vendread from deck whose total level is equal to level. You bring out a 4, you bring out a 2 and a 1, or you go Origin, bring back, Tribute it out, Scar, bring it out for Vendread. You can in fact go Sturges, I believe. You don't really want to because it gains the damage calc, draw a card in the discard. So no wonder no one used that one. But Revenants is very strong. Being able to send any card off of that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just so much. It's just so much, dog. That being said, thank you all so much for going and watching. I really do appreciate it. Unfortunately, Lunalight Perfume is also banned. I didn't even realize that, so maybe Lunalight doesn't have that much of a chance overall. And Blue Cat's also banned. But, that being said, this new support is very powerful for any form of unlimited NR format, and the ban list for NR format has some limitations that have been put in place. But if you like this kind of content, if you want to go and see more of this, and anything involved with my ranting, raving, reactions, all that sort of stuff, hit like, subscribe, comment down below, ding the notification bell, doodly-doo, all that. I love you. Have a good one. Goodbye.